Internet show. Yo, we are live. Today I wanted to talk about how to stream. 'Cause, you know, there's a lot of streaming instructions you might think about. We're actually going to do a little test today. We're doing 1080p, 60 frames a second, and 4 megabytes across the board with Restream. And you can see I actually have my OBS here, software OBS. And, you know, I've got pretty basic setup. I got my video capture device, which, you know, I can make the whatever, and then my display capture, of course, and you know, I went into my settings, and there's a lot of settings in OBS. I mean, you got to think about it. I've got my dark theme, of course. Why would I want the hold on, let's change themes. See what? Ooh, that's kind of cool. Let's go with that theme for now. But anyway, streaming key, output. Now this is where we're kind of doing some new stuff. We've got our NVIDIA. There's the older one was something. There's like two options in here. So we've got NVIDIA. We've got 1080. We've got our CBR, which is really important right now. We've got our 4 kbps, 4 megabytes a second here at the bit rate. I've got this on 2 right now. I think it needs to be on 2. It might 0 for auto might be okay. I'm sure it's fine. I got mine on performance, but you know, depending on how fast your computer is, it just depends on, you know, what you can do. I've got look ahead on. I've got my profile on high. I know my machine can handle it, but you know, GPU 0, which computers start counting from 0, not 1. So it's GPU 0 is the first one, then GPU 1 is the second, so on and so forth. Anyway, max B frames, I got that at 2 for some reason. I looked a bunch of stuff up earlier. Audio, I'm running on 96. Now, if you look over here, we got our Restream guidelines. Now, Restream says they can do 4K, 60 frames, strict CBR, 2 seconds interval, up to 15 megabytes, the minimum of 500 kilobytes or 0.5 megabytes. So that's, and they can go up to 160. So these are the Restream guidelines. But when I looked up the Facebook guidelines earlier, and I'll just see if I can pull those up for you. So over here we got a recommended max bit rate for Facebook of 4 megabytes, audio of 96 or 128. I've got 96. I like 96, but maybe I should try 128 next. At 1080p, it's 60 frames per second. Now, as far as I knew, Facebook was downgrading everything to 720. So this might be a key to think about. You might find that Facebook may be upgrading soon, so hopefully they can do that, and then we'll be running 1080 on Facebook from now on. I'd like to. Matter of fact, speaking of Facebook, let's go see if I can see my stream here. See if it's even running. Oh yeah, we're running. Chat off. Yeah, we got a couple of peeps watching. And if you pay Restream Extra, they'll take this powered by Restream out. I personally like to go in here and... Ooh, they don't want me to do it that way. Hold on. What up, Davy Jones? Anyway, we got some people watching. I'm really just trying to give people some knowledge here on techniques for streaming and Restream. Here I have my Restream account actually pulled up, and you can see that we have a live feed. You know, we're running 4.1 megabytes at 60 frames. Everything seems to be working out really well. I wonder how my movements look at 60 frames a second in 1080p. We're gonna have to get back on later and maybe do some gaming. So that's kind of exciting. And great. Anyway, I'm gonna probably sign out and delete all record and knowledge of this video ever having happened. So love y'all. Thank you so much for your support, and hope everybody enjoys your weekend.